Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Lorgan 111, and welcome back to Void Stranger. I think today's episode is going to be like a lot of little clips. There are things that I've either seen in other people's playthroughs or just read about online, but never actually seen myself. Little bits of content that I have not witnessed before. One of them is if you die and fall while you're inside this, and try not to eat the apple that Lev will try to feed you. As always, that sound is very loud. Alright, but now I have no lives. So if I take a death here, this just seemed like I have like a gazillion save states, and this was one of them that was going to be easy to die and fall. So I chose this one to start the game with today. Hello! Is this your first time here? I'm going to say yes. I thought so. I've been following your journey so far. You must be really determined to have come to this place willingly. Unfortunately, determination will only get you so far, especially now that you're dead. Tell me, do you still wish to continue? What is your resolve? If I say I wish to give up, that's... We've come too far. You cannot give up now. And leaves the apple. And so there's nothing else that I could do but choose to eat it at this point, I guess. And it's interesting, I hadn't really thought about the fact that every time you take a bite out of it, it's got kind of the void rod sound or whatever. I feel like it's almost like you are transforming yourself into the void or whatever. Alright. And then it just brings us back. Okay, that's one thing down. There's like a dozen of them probably, so let's go. Okay, here's another one. I am gray. I can talk to mimics. And if I do and go to the pause screen, it just looks normal and I'm gray. However, here on basement 167, still looks normal. Seems like you figured it out. You're stuck. There's no way around this. This is impossible. Is what I'd like to say. Like that would be enough to stop you. Trust me, I should know. Okay, what if I pause now? There we go. Look at this. Alright. And so I believe that's like add shade or something, is how I'm supposed to interpret this. And also... it's almost like there's like one eye. There's like one white pixel in there. Yeah, I'm not even sure that that's an eye. I'm not sure how to interpret that, actually. Okay, this is interesting. And I wanted to show this off because there's somewhere else that I can show off something similar. Alright, I'm back here at the broken womb that you get from inputting your own brand on one of the screens, like Basement 23. And I realized I don't have void memory. What is this familiar warmth? But apparently if I bang on this, I think 24 times. Yeah. Okay. So very briefly, I'll probably re-edit it back in. There was, once again, add shade appearing on the screen, and then it just crashed the game, and I'm also curious to see where I end up. And upon restarting the game, I am back in this womb room. Alright, good to know. Another thing that I've just had on my own list of things to do, what happens if I turn off void memory and try to interact with the carcass? Will I still say that it's some weird carcass? A giant carcass. It doesn't do the thing about... I thought it says, like, it keeps on, like, screaming forever or something. But I'm not getting that bit of information. If I turn void memory back on... let's see. A giant carcass, a dull howl escapes from its decay and cracks. It won't stop, so you need void memory in order to get that bit of text. Okay, that's interesting. And if I turn void memory off, and then try to bong it 6 times. Will it give me the call? It does. A bell tolls for you. Will you accept its call? Alright, we don't need to do that right now. So I will say no. Okay, that's all I wanted to know. Moving on to the next thing. So I'm back in the first birch tree dream with Gray, and apparently there's a button that you can press in order to wake up. Yeah, okay. So if I try to press my menu button and I hold it down, it starts doing this. And if you hold it down long enough, I just kind of want to watch the animation. Apparently you can wake up abruptly from the dream, and I'm also just trying to witness, it does seem like it's kind of random, where these pixels are kind of appearing on the screen. I was trying to decide if there might be some hidden code going on here, but I think it is just kind of like random pixels and squares that are lighting up so far as I can tell. But I'll be able to at least have it captured on video and watch a bit of it back in case there's anything hidden here. But if I just hold down the button long enough... Oh, there's even... Oh! That sounds... I think that's the same sound effect as when you get a Sif statue and only a simple memory remains. And once I had held it down long enough, I'd actually let go of the button and it continued waking me up. But it just says wake up, and then the tree's already withered and you're back here. So if you want to skip out of a dream scene, you are able to do so by pressing that button, and I hadn't witnessed that before. Alright, interesting. Here's another thing I had not witnessed before. I'm on basement 224 with Gray, and I still have HP, which means I'll advance to the real 225, where we get to see this. The cell or carpet or whatever it is that's flying around in outer space here, by the way, looks like something that also appears in the release trailer at the beginning. It looks like Judge Zero falls out of the sky onto this carpet. As far as I can tell. I might include a screenshot of that, but I've always tried to, that thing that appears there that I'm kind of standing on now, tried to rationalize what that thing is, and I still don't really know. In any case, the interesting thing that's here is I witnessed this when I have HP. If I were to die a couple of times and become void, which means I guess I'm going to have to go through eating the fruit, so I'll edit that out real quick. So if I eat the fruit and become void, now it turns like this and the white tiles are back to white tiles. And so it can actually change out from under your eyes. But now I appear to be in the alphabet stretch, despite the fact that I am void. And so let's also try now to get all the way to the judges at the end while I am void and see what happens there. I think I won't be able to get to the judges just by going through the alphabet and getting here, because I see that this tree already has the inverted colors. I think if you're here with HP, it's a normal tree and you get the normal memory. I think if you're here when you're void, it's this inverted tree that if the song with lyrics had just played out, we'd also be here, but it might have said basement question mark instead. And this one says, no matter how much you try to sleep, dreams elude you, or whatever. And so I think this won't take me to basement 255. I think this will take me to the Sif statue. So if I want to witness the judges while I am void, I would have to use a UI warp in order to get there. So let me set that up. Okay, this one actually did take a little bit of effort to set up. But I am void, and I have exactly 255 locusts. And so I believe that means I can do this, and then as Gray, witness this screen, which because I'm void is now all white rather than having the crazy starry background with the carpet flying by. And so now if I fall into the judges scene by doing this, let's see what I witness. So it drops us down. We do get the judges scene. The usual opening. You've traveled far, stranger. Through these endless halls, you've shown us the extent of your devotion. We applaud you. Congratulations. Congratulations. Stranger. Your devotion has exceeded the expectations of Dis. For such a display alone, Dis is willing to make a contract with you. So tell us, what is it that you desire? Your desires. Why are you here? Names and faces that once lingered in your mind. You can't recall them anymore. Interesting. You can't help but to feel like you've lost something. Something very important. How unfortunate. But in the end, it cannot be helped. For devotion without purpose is mere foolishness. So we lost our purpose, we lost our way, we lost our memory of why we were here when you don't have your HP. The ambiguous one has poisoned your body, your mind, your devotion. So I guess this is the poisoning of the mind, that we lose the ability to remember these things, is how I'm interpreting this. Do not fear, stranger. We'll meet again. I'm sure of it. And then just immediately sends you back like a Sif statue, I guess. Interesting. So that's what happens if you get to the final judges while you're void. I guess I can just skip this and we would be back here. Alright. Okay, well I'd never seen that before, so that was pretty cool. Okay, here's an interesting one. I haven't seen anyone do this or heard anyone talk about this, but I think it might be possible to activate a smirking statue here. Suppose I kill the snake. Right, I need the snake alive to do that. Okay, so then suppose I pick up this tile. Oh, I can't pick up the tile. I was trying to see if there's a way to fall below the smirking statue in the bottom right. But I guess it's not possible, is it? No, there still might be a way, because what if I do this? Then I could stand here. The snake is still guarding me. Then I could go here and fall, yes. Oh, but it causes the smirking statue to fall as well. So I would need to pick up the tile. Can I pick up the tile? Hold on. Suppose I do this. Trigger the tile once. Go over here. I can't pick up the tile because it would involve the Lev statue hitting me. Is there a way... Is there a way... There's probably not a way to do this, but we must investigate all the options. Yeah, I guess reasoning it out now, the only way to fall in front of the smirking statue means there has to be a hole in front of the smirking statue. And the only way I could make a hole without actually picking up the tile is to trigger the tile, and if I trigger the tile, it also causes the smirking statue itself to fall, which means I can't fall in front of the statue. So I guess it's not possible to do that. Basically, I was wondering, this is the only place in the game I've encountered where I might have been able to fall in front of a smirking statue while it said B question mark, question mark, question mark. I think that's the case. There's one other place that you can do it, and it's in the bee boss fight that I think was possibly the original opening scene of this episode. But once you enter the bee boss fight, she immediately starts talking to you and sucks away all your locust idols, so your locust idols go down to 0. So even if you did fall in front of the statue, it wouldn't warp you anyway. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm glad to have done the science and reason to doubt here. There are a couple of things that I can't recall if we've ever witnessed while playing Sif. I have seen these, but I can't remember if it's in my own playthrough or on someone else's. So in any case, if Sif comes down here, you found Ad's core. Better leave it. and it just goes back in the chest. You found Ad's core. Better leave it. And with Sif on a mural floor, the mural's badly damaged. The remaining characters spell complete gibberish without any deeper meaning. Who damage it like this? If Sif turns off void memory and tries to witness the mural, the mural is badly damaged. You can make out some inscriptions, but dots. You can't decipher them for some reason. Maybe there's a disturbance with your slave unit's EPR receptor. I'm not sure exactly what that means, and I can't recall if we've seen it in the playthrough before, but I wanted to make sure I showed that off. So I think you can only witness it once per save file, but I think this is called the succubus. It did appear once in Zero Ranger as well, but if you pause after seeing it, you actually get pause screen art of the succubus. If you were a player that had HP, it would give you 23 HP, which can be useful for getting to Sif's basement, for example. But that pause screen art was something I hadn't witnessed before, so I wanted to capture that. Okay, so here, when the jellyfish is creeping up on me in the overflow void, white void zone, apparently if I pause, something interesting will happen. So if I pause, is it still moving towards me? And so would it still catch up to me while I'm on the pause screen? Is that what happens? I think it would have caught up to me by now, and I didn't hear any other things breaking. Do I need to resume? It's just kind of there. Alright, maybe it needs to be more on the screen. Let's try here. Alright. I paused. I resume. Hello, jellyfish. I don't want you to touch me and kill me. I want to see my thingy. Oh! I had to press a key to try to move on the menu there. Alright, I'll try to capture a screenshot of that. But I believe it said how bothersome, and I think the gist of it is that the jellyfish there, that's Gore's body. Like, Gore was decapitated and its head is on 143, and its body is just like floating out here in the void. Crazy. So I think possibly the only remaining character that we haven't seen the pause screen art for is this bandit. Excuse me, you're blocking the path. Oh, shut up. I'm trying to figure out a way in here. These darn statues. Didn't I just kill all those monsters already? Wait. There we go. So there is the bandit's pause screen art. Sitting down cross-legged. We can still see his little hash marks on his shirt or whatever. They're probably counting off how many kills he has or something. And it occurs to me, if you'll remember when Lily meets the king on basement 226, he's like, "You fiends, you think you can trick me again or whatever?" And he's like, "Oh, I may have, misjudged who I thought you were or whatever." And Lily, like when she's first talking to him, puts up her fists like she's going to defend herself, just like she does with the bandit here. And so I'm just going to quickly get through this text so that we can see that. Here we go. So she gets this pose that's like her fighting pose that she learned from Gray. And it's when she does this that the bandit has a moment of realization and recognizes her, or recognizes Gray's fighting stance, and knows that she somehow has met Gray the Destroyer. And so Lily also goes into this pose when she's talking to the king, and that's when the king all of a sudden like changes demeanor, and he's like, "Oh, I had it wrong from all the beginning. There's nothing you can do here." And so I think the king also possibly seeing this pose is kind of like what causes him to change demeanor. Um, and so I just wanted to call that out, having kind of pieced it together from all of this previous dialogue. And we witnessed that Gray has a special pause screen on this screen after talking to the Mimic. Sif doesn't have a Mimic on this screen. Lily, I'm not sure if she gets anything special. Took your sweet time to get this far. Getting tired already? Or do you still wishfully think this is all just a dream? Here's a spoiler. You aren't waking up anytime soon. When will you accept that? Then again, you're always good at convincing yourself otherwise. So if I pause here... There is another pause screen here with young Lily. Okay. I've never even seen a screenshot of this. So this was a complete surprise, but I'm glad I checked it. Okay, neat. I enjoy finding all this art. There's so much art in this game. And I guess, like, does her costume have wings, or is... I'm not sure what's on her back or whatever that looks kind of like wings attached. Yeah, alright, great. And if you go through the second half of the dialogue and the Mimic goes away, it just converts back to your normal pause screen art, and the same thing was true for Gray as well. Alright, fantastic. I'm getting so many things checked off my list. Here is something I thought about a million years ago, but never actually bothered trying. Suppose I give myself 728 hit points. Oh, that's not enough hit points. Ooh. I wanted to see if I could survive 999. I doubt that this will work, but I guess I need to do this differently. I guess what I would need to do... Let's be careful. Is give myself 9928 HP? Sure. That seems good. Just in case I need to still be alive. So, suppose I create a Shadow Summon clone and then walk into it and take 999 damage. What happens? It does still kill me, and the 28 that is in that extra space to the right of the HP doesn't actually count as HP. Alright, I figured that's probably what it did, but I had to try. As far as post-game playable content, I really did not do much with the shoot-'em-up that you can get after witnessing the developer end credits. And so, Zero Stranger, or if you prefer, Zero Stranger, Winter Carnival XX, I think Winter, Spring, Summer, Fall would actually change. If I don't press anything, it'll just go to a high scores screen. I don't think, I think these seasons actually change, like based on your computer clock calendar or whatever. I'm playing this in January. I'm not sure when this is going to air. Do I have to press a button? No, it just comes back to the title screen. So, you can press left and right to change between playing as Gray Lily or as Lily Lily, as like the two type of fighters in the shmup. And so that is noteworthy, and I just wanted to see the high score screen again. It's got all the brands. It's got the system erasure brand that has the high score, and then add all the way down to dis. Those are the 9 brands that you encounter in the world. But the high score is almost 2 million points, and basically if you beat the high score in this game, and I'll just play it for a few seconds again, just kind of as a reminder of what's going on here. If you manage to get your 2 million points, then you unlock a second phase of the shoot-'em-up game. And in the second phase of the shoot-'em-up game, it has like a final boss in it. And if you defeat the final boss of the second phase, then you get another new secret brand that you can use on the title screen. So I'm not interested or capable of doing that, and so I'm just gonna like take a death and die out of here. But basically there is more content here, and I know people who are good at like shoot 'em up games or whatever who got like another, you know, couple hours of enjoyment out of playing through the shoot 'em up and trying to get really good at it and defeat the high score and defeat the final boss. And there's a few different, I think, game over screens here, and so obviously that's like Lev in the suit and Lily in the combined with ad kind of shape or whatever. And it gives you score things. Hey, I got a new record. I will now appear on the scoreboard. And I guess it just shows my brand on the scoreboard. I'll actually wait for just a moment. So my brand was just like 3 vertical dots. You can see it in the bottom right. And so I presume if it shows the high scores, I'll be at the bottom of the leaderboards, and I've knocked off Dis. So yeah, if you get 2 million points, you can get to the top of the leaderboard, and it'll unlock something new. And I think I showed this. Like, there's a few different options and things that I'm not interested in doing. And yeah, the options menu is still here, I guess, as well. Okay, but let me go ahead and dig up the brand that you would get if you actually did win. So apparently, if you beat the Super Shmup, you will get this brand, which looks like music notes, and if you enter it twice, then I hope you know what you're doing. Let me just enter some minimalist brand and be taken to I'll Leave You to It. Lily is on a train, looking out the window, stuff going by. I see it's the soundtrack. Alright, Tantrum. This is when you are fighting the princess in the RPG in the first dream sequence. Great. So I have purchased the soundtrack, and I've listened to all of these. But yeah, there's like the victory music at the end. And there's the music box music at the end. And there's even a couple tracks that I'm not sure that I have heard, which is kind of interesting. I think we just heard that when we lost the shoot 'em up in the brand or whatever. But yeah, so this is pretty cool. And then there's a variety of like secrets inside here that if you like play certain tracks in certain orders, different things happen. And so I'm just going to go look up some of that stuff. And so it looks like a lot of it is related to dates or other codes. And so I think this game came out on September 1st, which in Europe would be 1/9 as the date. And so if we listen to track 1, and then next go and listen to track 9, and then what? Do I need to then exit out of here or something? Let's see what happens. No, let's just bring me back to the title screen. Alright, let me figure out how I'm supposed to work this. And now that I've used the sound test brand, it has unlocked it, and so I actually get these little music notes flashing when I type in the brand again. Alright, I hope you know what you're doing. I hope so too. So I think what I would need to do, I'll leave you to it, is, for example, after listening to track 1, and then after listening to track 9, then hitting my menu pause key. There we go. So this is Gray Theme Demo. So I guess like some early version of Gray the Destroyer's theme song or something, and it also comes with this crazy art. That's hilarious. And then I can menu back out of it. Okay. Sure, I guess we're doing this. So I just have a list. I guess this was kind of like a fun community hunt, like when people were first getting through the game, when it first came out a number of months ago. The developers maybe were leaving some little hints or bits of information to try to help people find some of these, I think, and then some people might have ended up like data mining some of it or something. But if I do 28.9 to listen to those 2 tracks and then press pause, it's B and Sif. See you! All right. And we've actually heard that music before. All right. So that's nice. Apparently 26-4 is something. So there's 26. Here's 4. And then if I pause... Okay. I don't know what this is. Perhaps a reference to some other work. And there's the guest artist, who I guess drew this particular thing. Is my interpretation there. Fascinating. Right, okay, 3310 is the despair ringtone. So I guess this is Gray's cell phone music when in the second Lily cutscene she's checking out the house with the realtor. And it's actually a picture of Gray's cell phone, and it's got the Mon fight, except instead of, you know, like that's Mon, obviously, the centipede, but then it looks like it's a little fly, so it'd be like B, and there's like 77 points or something, or 77 is some other number. I'm not sure exactly what to make of that, but that's cool. I'll save Sif's challenge brand for the end. There's something with 432. So 4, 3, 2. All right. Is Gray picking up the void rod and then dropping it on the floor, I guess? And then it's like a zoomed in of her face, feeling embarrassed about it or something. That's how I interpret that. These are hilarious. 46, 12, 25. All right, 46, 12, 25 leads to this. Okay, Ebro, Ebrozy or something is one of the developers, and that's his avatar icon or something on his Twitter or something, I think. And I don't know what this creepy music is. Great. 15-3-2012 is Floormaster boss theme. And I can't remember... This looks like, by the way, Gray having fallen on the carpet. So that's noteworthy. And then has like the little Kirby star or something like floating above her head. Alright, this music's pretty good. And then it looks like there's ways to get the Ninny songs, but we've already heard them in game, I suppose. So 2012-24. Right, so I've already seen this pause screen art, and we've heard this. 25-8-2018 apparently unlocks this. Alright, and so we've already seen this art as well, and heard this music. Okay, and then I guess the final one, Sif. C is the third letter of the alphabet. I is the 9th letter of the alphabet, and F is the 6th letter of the alphabet, so 396 gives you this. And the left half is like a black C in the upper left, and the right half is a white C in the bottom right. And this leads to Sif's challenge, which is a thing that I know exists, but I don't know what it is. But I think it's like an entire playable thing that might be like some kind of speedrun as Sif or something. And so I think, I have no idea how much content is there, but I think I'm going to devote like a separate episode to that. And so maybe next episode we'll try to do that. But yeah, this episode was just kind of a whole bunch of random crazy stuff that I had on my list or heard about from other people that I wanted to capture on camera. And so I hope you enjoyed it. It was a bit of a mishmash, and perhaps next time we'll do Sif's challenge. We'll find out. I hope, as always, that you all are having a great day, and I'll see you again soon for more Void Stranger. For now, bye bye.